Bhagavad Leela, 10th Canto, Chapter 49, Akrura's mission in Hastinapura. Akrura went to Hastinapura, and there he saw Dhritarashtra, Bhishma, Vidura, Kunti, Bhalika, Samadatta, Dronacharya, Kripacharya, Karna, and Duryodhana, Ashwatthama, and the 5 Pandavas. The city of Hastinapura was distinguished by the glory of the Paurava rulers, Yashu Ankitam, marked with their fame. It means that the rulers of the Puru dynasty had constructed many temples and homes for the Brahmanas. Thus he became very famous. Akrura met all of them, and they inquired about the welfare of his relatives, and he inquired about theirs. Akrura remained in Hastinapura for several months, observing the behavior of Dhritarashtra, who had bad sons, and who was inclined to take advice of Karna and Shakuni instead of that of Vidura and Bhishma. Akrura concluded that Dhritarashtra was unlawfully occupying the throne, despite the presence of the Pandavas. Vidura described to Akrura in detail the evil intentions of Dhritarashtra's sons, who were envious of the Pandavas' great influence, military skill, physical strength, bravery, humility, and their affection for the citizens had for them. Vidura told Akrura how the sons of Dhritarashtra had tried to poison the Pandavas and were carrying out other such plots to annihilate them. Taking advantage of her brother's visit, Kunti Devi approached Akrura secretly and spoke to him with tears in her eyes. "Now that I am suffering in the midst of my enemies, like a doe in the midst of wolves, will my nephew Krishna come to console me and my sons with his words?" Queen Kunti prayed, "Krishna, Krishna Mahayogin, Vishwatman Vishwabhavana, Prapanam Pahi Govinda, Shishubis Travasidatim." Krishna, Krishna, O great yogi, O supreme soul and protector of the universe. O Govinda, please protect me, who have surrendered to you. I and my sons are being overwhelmed by trouble. The words of Queen Kunti, Mahayogin, great yogi, imply that she was saying, "O Krishna, even though you are situated in Mathura, you can hear my words of lamentation. And O Vishwatman, soul of the universe, since you are also in my heart, you can certainly hear me." Vishwabhavana, protector of the universe, implies, "O Krishna, you protect the whole universe, so what trouble is it for you to protect me? O Govinda, pleasure of the senses, please become visible before my eyes, so that I may admire you." After speaking, Kunti Devi cried due to grief, and Vidura and Akrura tried to pacify her. Before leaving Hastinapur, Akrura approached Dhritarashtra, who was seated among his friends and supporters. Akrura related Krishna and Balaram's message, saying, "O son of Vichitravirya, because your brother Pandu has died, you are now occupying the throne. By religiously protecting the earth and treating all your relatives equally, you will surely achieve success and glory. However, Dhritarashtra, if you act otherwise, people will condemn you, and in the next life you will enter hell. Therefore, you should remain equally disposed toward Pandu's sons, the Pandavas, and your own sons. Akrura had sarcastically addressed Dhritarashtra as the son of Vichitravirya and suggested that even though Dhritarashtra had usurped the throne that rightfully belonged to the Pandavas and King Yudhisthira, he could still rule ethically. Akrura continued, "After all, Dhritarashtra, in this world, no one has a permanent relationship with anyone else, not even wife or children. Everyone is born alone and dies alone, and alone experiences the just rewards of his good and evil deeds. A fool indulges in sinful acts to maintain his life, wealth, and family. But in the end, these very things abandon him as he goes to hell, taking his sinful reactions with him. Therefore, O King Dhritarashtra, see this world as a dream, a magician's illusion, or the flight of fancy. Now control your mind with your intelligence and remain equipoised to everyone." Dhritarashtra replied, "My dear Akrura, your words are very pleasing to hear, but I cannot accept them. Just as a man destined to die cannot utilize the effect of nectar, because I am prejudiced by affection for my sons, especially Duryodhan. Your advice, Akrura, cannot remain fixed in my flickering mind, just as lightning does not stay in any fixed cloud. I know that the infallible Supreme Lord has now descended in the Yadu dynasty to diminish the burden of the earth, but still I cannot give up my partiality toward my own sons." After hearing this, Akrura clearly understood that Dhritarashtra would never change his policy. Taking permission from his friends and relatives, Akrura returned to Mathura to give the news to Krishna and Balaram how Dhritarashtra was mistreating the Pandavas. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe.